Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new over here, then let me quickly bring you up to speed on what has been happening recently. So, I recently hosted JoyTangle, which was a 25-day Christmas themed Zentangle challenge, and I hosted it over here on my YouTube channel as well as on my other social media platforms. I created a list of 25 prompts, which are basically tangles from the Zentangle method, so that we could use one prompt every day from the 1st to the 25th of December. And then towards the end of it, we'd basically have 25 beautiful Zentangle drawings with us. So, yeah, the challenge was from the 1st to the 25th, and I was drawing every day religiously like a good kid. But I'm editing the video slightly later because I wanted to do justice to all the video edits. And so here I am with day 12 tutorial. So the prompt for day 12 was Inapod, and I'm just going to get into the drawing portion of the video now. So Inapod basically starts off with these wavy lines, which are then interconnected to create these little balloon-like shapes, and they have these little pods in the middle which can then be filled in with orbs. And these are almost like pea pods, and the orbs basically are like peas. But yeah, you can embellish it in any other way if you like. You don't have to do the exact same thing that I'm doing, but I'm sticking to the classic step out for this. And yeah, if you're interested to check out the step outs for the tangles that I'll be using in this project, or if you want to know more about the person who created this tangle, the origin story, etc., then you can check out all the links in the description box below. I'll make sure that I put in the credits for the creator as well. So if you've been following along all the videos that I've been posting for this challenge, then you know that I had created this limited color palette for myself with red, green and gold pens, and I'm going to stick to that for this particular composition as well. And this one is going to be a slightly more chunky tile in terms of the composition. And what I mean by that is that I will purposely draw the tangles slightly bigger in terms of the scale, because I want to have large pops of color. So in the last few days, I've actually created a lot of tangles which were very intricate with lots and lots of tiny details. But I want to actually create a balance with some compositions that have slightly bigger patterns as well. And this is a conscious choice or a decision, because at the end of 25 days I want all my projects to look like a cohesive series. So I want some of them to have tiny patterns, whereas the others to have slightly bigger patterns. So I'm just thinking in terms of how the overall series will look, which is why I'm drawing it slightly bigger. But you don't have to do the exact same thing as me. You can of course customize it in any way that you like. And yeah, feel free to have fun. So yeah, as you can see, I've basically been adding big pops of color over here, really big chunks of color, and I'm just going very thick on the strokes and the outlines over here. And I'm going to continue doing it the same way for one side of those inner pods that I've created. And I'm basically going to create thick aura lines. And for this, I'm actually also going to go alternate with all the colors in my palette. So I'm just going to go with red, white, green, dark green, gold, then again red, green, white, dark green, basically, in that order. With the aura lines done at the bottom, I decided to come to the negative space on the top, and I added in Nzeppel over there, which is another classic Zentangle tangle. And the reason why I used Nzeppel is because I've also used it once earlier in one of the compositions for this particular challenge. So again, these kinds of similar details or similar tangles will sort of unify all my pieces and make it look like a cohesive series, which is why I decided to add Nzeppel over here. After that, I went back in with my red pen to add some details, and the details over here are very similar to the way I had done them for the tangle brazen on my day 5 project, where the prompt was Anmo, and brazen was the second tangle that I had used on the project. It was like a complementing tangle, and I had used a similar visual language over there for the filler pattern. And again, this is a conscious decision because I want to have some similar elements or motifs in all of my pieces so that they look unified as a series. After I was done with the filler pattern, I went back to those aura lines that I had added, and using my white jelly roll pen as well as my gold pen, I added in some small details. And these are just tiny orbs, tiny lines, tiny strokes here and there, which are just going to, not make them look mundane and boring basically. They're just going to sort of add like a slight level of detailing to them. And again, these are not very complicated. They're just simple dots, simple lines, simple curves, and stuff like that. And this is very similar to all the embellishment work that I have done on my day 10 project with reticulated, as well as my day 11 project with membran art. So again, it's very similar visual language, it's similar strokes, similar colors, similar motifs, etc., to make it all look like a unified series. I also added in some white dots to the Inapod outlines because they were kind of blending in with those aura lines. So it created like a nice effect, and it almost felt like the aura lines were sort of dripping like a curtain from those Inapod segments. So it was like a connecting element. And yeah, that was my reasoning for adding that. And once that was done, then I came back into those inner pods and gave them a slight outline with the dark green pen. And this was to basically bring in some contrast in those pods because I felt like they were just sitting very flat on the composition right now. So I wanted to bring in some contrast over there. Then I added in some semicircular elements with my green pen. And again, I'm just having fun with the placements over here. You can embellish these inner pods in so many different ways, but I just decided to stick to some simple curves and simple lines. There's already so much happening in the composition, tangle-wise and placement-wise, that I didn't want to suffocate it a lot with lots and lots of details, which is why I'm using simple strokes and simple shapes. And then, because I absolutely love working with this gold and I literally cannot stop myself from adding more gold to these tiles, I decided to add in those gold filler elements, leaving just a little bit of the white space. I also used the gold pen to outline those white orbs that I had added on the inner pods. And you can see that with every passing step and with every little detail, the composition is just, kind of coming more to life. With every little step that you take, you're basically just giving more love to your tile, and it just comes out really gorgeous in the end. Sometimes I surprise myself with my patience for adding these details. Honestly, every time that I'm sitting with a tile, I feel like, okay, now I'm done, now I'm done, now I'm done. And I feel like every 15 minutes, that the tile is finished and that it's literally enough. But then something inside me keeps on saying, oh, what about, what if we add this, and what about this next step? And then I just keep on sitting and, and then I keep on adding little more details. But yeah, at this point I felt like, okay, I've got enough details in place. So yeah, that was the end of it finally. Okay, and with that, it was time to remove the washi tape, and you can now see the final finished tile with those beautiful clean white edges. And this was my day 12 project. If you're keen to see all the 25 projects that I created for this challenge, then make sure that you check out the JoyTangle playlist, which I have linked in the description box below. And if you want to see more Zentangle tutorials and other interesting art videos, then please do subscribe to my channel. It'd mean the world to me because I absolutely love creating videos for you guys. And till the next time, keep creating, stay safe, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye.